Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to some more video game music, kind of. So obviously that's what we do predominantly on this channel, is react to video game music, but today we're going to be reacting to the Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail launch trailer. Few reasons as to why we're reacting to this trailer. If you've been a subscriber to this channel for a while, you'll know that I pretty much kind of started my content creation with Final Fantasy XIV. So this is a game that has been kind of in my life, I suppose, for a little while. Kind of got me through the COVID times, as I'm sure it did with many others as well. And so it was a big part of that era of those years, and so it's a big game for me. I've got a lot of affection and love for Final Fantasy XIV, and of course we've done lots of Final Fantasy XIV music, 16 music as well, 7 music too. We've done a lot of Final Fantasy music in general because the compositions are usually fantastic. Well, they all are in reality. So what we're going to do is we're going to react to the new Dawn Trail trailer. I haven't seen this yet, so this is going to be a kind of an exciting thing to kind of react to and look at as a player of this game. But what we will be doing is trying to sort of bear the music in mind, because obviously that's what we focus on this channel. So we'll be kind of looking at the music or listening to the music and kind of see if there's any sort of cues or clues and things like that we may get from the music. So I think this should be quite a fun and interesting little thing to do. I'm currently trying to make sure I'm ready for the start of Dawn Trail. It's going to be very, very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to trying out Viper as well. It's going to be a very, very cool thing too. So before we get into the reaction, the last thing I'll say is that anybody who's watching this on an EU sort of data center that, you know, has a really good sort of free company and is willing to take someone in, as at the moment I'm sort of solo playing the game. So if you've got a cool free company and you're willing to take me on, and I would really appreciate that. So put that in the comments below, because I'd love to join and play with some of you guys. But anyway, now it's time to get into it. Explanation over. So let's go into this view here and let's react to it. So we'll probably do as we normally do, a minute, and we'll try and kind of look and listen and see what's going on, and we'll go back over stuff and stop and start. So let's get into the Dawn Trail launch trailer reaction in 3, 2, 1, go.
Peggy 16.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me! Woklamat!
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Woo! Okay, so we're going to stop there as we normally do, and we're going to kind of analyze the past minutes. It's kind of weird because obviously we usually do these music reactions, but we are kind of reacting to the trailer too. So yeah. Let's go past over that last minute and stop and start as we would normally.
Peggy 16.
So kind of that strumming on the guitar, and you can tell that the percussion that they're using in this is sort of you know, that hand percussion. It's not like a drum with sticks. It's kind of that more sort of beach vibe, kind of more that tribalistic, natural sort of sound that we're getting from the music so far.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax.
Because sort of like the high wind instrument as well, kind of reminiscent. I mean, it might just be because I'm looking. Well, we're looking at a ship right now, but it's reminiscent of music from like Wind Waker. That kind of on breeze, sort of adventurous kind of sound. that it kind of at least makes me kind of think and feel. But obviously we are
Just
going
wait,
on
Papa.
a
When
journey
this
somewhere
contest
new.
is said and done, it'll be your daughter
That hairstyle in the game, by the way, because I want.
who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks.
That sounds very, yeah, that kind of musical phrase there sounds very, very similar to the past ones. I think in Endwalker as well. I can't remember what the song's called now off the top of my head, but in the main theme, it's just blank. In the main theme of Endwalker has a very, very similar phrasing to that as well. So obviously that's a bit of a callback to the previous sort of journey.
In retrospect, of course, that battle.
And it's a very positive kind of feeling at the moment, particularly with what we're seeing, but also all the instruments that are being used are very bright and very glassy and kind of like harps and wind instruments. It's all very kind of soft and nice so far.
Against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Beautiful harmonies there.
You four will compete in the right of succession.
Tell you what, I'm just going to stop in between it because if we keep going back and forward, we're going to be here forever. Yeah, we've got that kind of very sort of you could tell they're using Spanish guitars. So that is in terms of the line for the acoustic line. Of the acoustic guitars, I mean. So you could tell because the strings are, you know, nylon, not steel as it would be in an acoustic guitar. And you can tell it's got that very much that kind of Mediterranean / Latin sort of influence to it. Obviously, it's probably more leaning into the Latin when you're looking at the imagery and the architecture. It looks sort of very much South American in that sense, but let's keep going.
You four will compete in the right of succession. The outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Serpent.
I think now that was a little bit of the prelude. It sounded like the Final Fantasy prelude there.
Dawn Serpent.
Yeah, that's very nice there.
We are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen.
Our nation can change for the better.
I am bound to no one.
Woklamat, protector of peace, and soon to be Dawn servant.
I mean, this is probably all very well established with people who've looked into this a lot more. I've kind of kept my eyes away from it because I want to kind of experience it as much as I can. But there's very much leaning into that sort of Mexican sort of, again, as I say, South American sort of Incan. Is that the right sort of phrase? Sort of part of the world where, you know, in Endwalker, there was very much that South Asian sort of Indian feel to it. It's kind of feel like we've gone on this side. Obviously, Stormblood was very much Japan and China and things like that. So this is really, really cool.
A waste of time. I can always take what I need later.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks
Whoa.
with which it is built.
Dragon!
It is through embracing innovation that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
All this time, it was here, the city of gold.
Oh, that's cool. That is going to be very, very cool. Like an El Dorado kind of thing. That's very, very cool. I mean, speaking musically, I mean, I kind of got distracted by what's going on, but it is very much kind of that, kind of went into that bit more of that orchestration underneath that there with, and this kind of the strings kind of pushed up, and it was very kind of like a cinematic sort of sound at that point. But there, very cool vibes. But yeah, the road will be difficult. Let's keep going. Oh yes, okay. Like Destiny.
A golden light. Could it be?
Now, obviously, this has gotten a lot more dramatic musically as well. You've got the strings underneath it, particularly lower strings, kind of hitting that rhythm underneath, kind of elevate that. A lot more strikes and sharp sounds to it, or staccato sounds to it. So that's very cool as it gets a bit more dramatic. Who are these guys? Oh yeah, there's the part of that scene.
About the key remains shrouded in mystery.
What in the world is that?
Let's go back just a tiny little bit, because I'll then we'll go to the end after. But kind of how that build up to that lovely crescendo there, from about here. Got horns coming in now. Very dramatic. And it's still got those kind of like high notes coming on top of it to still keep it that brightness that it has. It's a beautiful sound. It's really nice music. I look forward to getting to a bit more of the actual soundtrack on its own. I assume that will obviously come out at a later point.
The key remains shrouded in mystery.
What in the world is that?
What is this relic of theirs? Who made it? And to what end?
I will be the next dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last!
Alright.
With your strength, could you have held fast to that which is dear without sacrifice?
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. July 2nd, that ain't far away. That ain't far away now. I think it comes out earlier if you pre-order it as well, doesn't it? But anyway, intriguing. Very intriguing indeed. Particularly, and I think we did this kind of when we did the other Drawn Trail theme, the main sort of song before. In some comparisons to the feel and kind of atmosphere that was given in comparison to from Dawn Trail to Endwalker. This is a lot more positive. The songs, you know, it's in a major key, or the music's in a major key. I think pretty much all the music's been in a major key so far, so it's really given that positive outlook to it. It's the brightness, the saturation of the areas that we're going to. You know, it's definitely kind of giving that we are, you know, this is new. I think that's kind of like the real feel to it. This is a whole new arc, a whole new chapter, a whole new adventure, a whole new journey. And like, particularly with, you know, there's so much intrigue. It's not just like the beach episode of an anime, right? And I know I've seen that kind of meme on Twitter and stuff. But there's a lot more depth into what's going on. Like, who are the purple people in the Destiny suits? What is this city of gold? Like, so they said that they live forever or something like that. At one point, incredible. Like, very interesting to see what it does. And some of this stuff that bit there almost looks elegant. So that'll be very interesting, I think, to see. In terms of story-wise, but musically as well, it kind of really, I think, gives us a great indicator of this whole new journey that we're about to go on. I think it's very exciting indeed. Let me know what you think of how, you know, the trailer the game? Are you excited for Dawn Trail? Are you going to be playing it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you've got any space in your free company, because I would like to join. Let me know in the comments below as well. And what did you think of the music, of course, as well? That's sort of the thing that we do here. So did you kind of, what did you feel about it? What do you think? Of course, we're going to be doing, when the soundtrack comes out, we're going to be pretty much doing everything on it. So, but if there's anything, we have done Final Fantasy XIV stuff before, but if you want to, any suggestions of any other music from the game, please put those in the comments below and we'll check those out. Definitely. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I'd really appreciate it if you could like the video, if you like it, and subscribe to the channel as well. I'd appreciate that very, very much. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.